So I saw B team videos of the CJI camp, people training super hard. So you aside, who don't seem to do things in a standard way, what does it take to sort of put yourself in a peak shape, peak performance for a huge event like the CJI or the ADCC?
I mean, it's psychologically, it's really, really brutal. Like for me, anytime I'm leading up to any event of any meaningful significance, it's horrible on a psychological level because you're always thinking about, are you training enough? Are you doing enough? If you feel any signs of sickness, injury, the stress levels increase, your sleep quality decreases. It's all those little subtle things that are so hard to mitigate. So like whether you feel like you're training hard enough, you're overtraining, those to me are the most difficult aspects. And I think really those are an individual thing. And that's really something where a coach can provide what he thinks to you is the right amount of work, and I think that's different for different people. I think Nicky Rod could do 8 hours a day. You know what I mean? I think Nicky Ryan, 8 minutes.
I saw a video of Nicky Ryan like with a trash can throwing up.
Yes.
and like the top comment is like, that's him doing the warm up.
That is satisfying to watch, honestly.
Yeah. But yeah, so you're supposed to train hard enough to where you have this confidence that you're prepared.
Yeah. I mean, and it's an impossible thing to grasp. It's like some of the best performances I've had, I've been called up last minute, or I've been sick, or my camp's been horrible. And for me personally, I've gone in there and thought, relaxed, almost like, well, like you got called up a week ago, you were injured, you missed 4 weeks of your camp. And I went in there super relaxed and accepting of the result and performed much better. Sometimes when I know 3 months out, I've got an event coming up and that event only happens every 2 years, the stress of that alone, like I personally, on an individual level, more of I'd rather wing it. I'd rather be in the stands and just roll down. Like Gunnar Nelson, I remember he had a brilliant performance in an ADCC Absolute. And he was out drinking the night before. He had no idea he was competing the next day. He was in the stands eating ice cream and they called his name out for the Absolute and he went out there and I believe he got bronze. I believe he beat Jeff Munson. So it's like, it's different for different people. Obviously, you don't want that to be the standard. You've got to be putting in the work at all times. But even now in my crazy travel schedule where I don't train anywhere near like I used to, as long as your game is technical and as long as your body's in good condition, I believe you can still train well against world-class guys. You might not be able to do an hour straight, but if you're technique orientated, you're just losing fitness.
So is it possible to out-cardio Craig Jones? Like, is your game fundamentally a technique-based game?
For sure, yeah. I've never wanted to win anything bad enough to train properly for it.
Right. But isn't that the secret to your success, being lazy?
I think so. I think that's that can be the only logical explanation, And I also use it as mind games too. Like again, no one knows whether what I'm saying is true or not.
Right.
And I'm not saying this story to say anything bad about my opponent at the time, but I booked 2 matches in 2 consecutive weekends. And I'd been traveling. I think I just got back from one of my trips. I'd been over international, so I don't even know where the fuck I was, but
you're in Texas right now, by the way, just in case you forgot.
Texas, just for you. Just came back.
Thank you, man. It's an honor.
But I hadn't really even trained. I couldn't train. Like I was traveling, just had no ability to train. I trained for like a week, had the Phil Rowe match. And I said to myself, I was down in Mexico City. And I said, you know what? If you win this match, you got to face Lovato next week. Don't go out and party. Don't celebrate the victory. But as a 32-year-old man at the time hitting a flying triangle submission, I thought that deemed a worthy after party.
Yeah.
And we got out of control that night. And it wasn't until the next day I woke up, I was like, I have Lovato next weekend. But I'm also, people don't know whether I'm telling the truth or not, but it's also, I'm almost too honest because I'll be like doing interviews saying, yeah, I was out partying, I barely trained. The opponent looks into that and they question it. Is he telling the truth? Is he baiting me? Is he really that unconcerned? You know what I mean? It's almost a psychological battle in and of itself, but for the most part, it's true.
So to you, being psychologically relaxed is extremely important, just not giving a damn. I wonder what that is.
Not too much pressure. I don't want
Pressure.
I don't like the pressure.
But you like the pressure when it comes to internet shit talking.
Well, I mean, you got to silently sit back and think about a good response, you know?
Yeah. How important is it to just go crazy hard rounds leading up to competitions like that? You said sort of Nicky Rod, but like on average for like athletes at world class level, do you have to put in the hard rounds?
Yeah, I think you have to put in the hard rounds. It depends at what point in your career you are. You know, like I think like someone like Nicky Ryan might almost train too technically too often. And when he comes to competition, it's a confronting experience when someone hits him hard and he feels that pressure. So I think different people require different things. When Nicky Rod is breaking the spine of a 37-year-old father of three bus driver, it might be time for him to train in a more technical manner. So it's like you
Yeah.
got to cater it to what they need. And again, depending on the opponent, it's a game of strategy, you know, like for me, when I was more active, I look at an opponent that I want, that I could steal some clout from, of which the clout you can make money. And I think to myself, what's the best rule set I can beat him in?
Mm-hmm.
That's the strategy. And then how would I beat him in that rule set? So there's so many strategic layers to it that go above and beyond just the training for me. But nowadays I like to, if I train, short duration, high intensity. That's the best for me. I don't like this 6 or like 10 6-minute rounds, whatever. Like I don't like this long training. I don't like, it's for me, it's too much toll on the body. I think I go to the gym, we bang, maybe the first round slightly light, and then just bang it out. 2 hard rounds tops. A little bit of problem solving, get out of there. Because you want to feel a little bit of the competition intensity. That feels the best on my body.
When you're traveling, you're doing seminars and you're just doing jiu-jitsu with folks. Are you training with them? I'm sure there's like, from everything I see, people would love to train with you.
Yeah, they want to, so, I mean, I don't know what it is. So, obviously, I guess it's like people want to play basketball with like a basketball star or something, you know what I mean? But I guess if you played one-on-one with a basketballer, there's no great risk of injury. You know,
Yeah.
that's the real problem is like, if you don't roll at your seminar, the seminar participants don't feel like they got the full experience.
Yeah.
But there's snipers at these seminars. There's these sharks that are circling, wanting to attack you.
Mm-hmm.
And you have to look at it. You look at it from both perspectives. I think you should provide excellent technique, excellent question and answer time. And I think you should roll a little bit. For the most part these days, I'll just roll 30 minutes straight. I'll just do 10 guys, 3 minutes, no break, 30 minutes straight. I might even get the guy to pick. Because again, some of these guys come in hot.
Yeah. It's terrifying, man, because the thing is, like with Anthony Bourdain, sort of analogy here, like you're exploring all parts of the world. You just want to be there in the culture, teach good techniques, and just socialize. You don't want to like, there's just a bunch of killers that are trying to like murder you.
Yeah, to them, they're like, I get to test myself against a world-class athlete today. And to you, you're like, oh, I'm in Odessa. I'd like to get to know the people,
Yeah, exactly.
try some food,
Yeah.
have a couple drinks, and enjoy the place. But to them, it's time to go. You got to rope it open a bit, you know. Like if I meet pressure with pressure, I get tired.
Yeah.
But if I don't provide resistance where they think there should be resistance, now it slows their pace down. They get shocked a bit. But 100%, if I'm at a seminar and someone's rolling too hard with me, if I feel like I might get hurt, I will 100% rip a submission on them. You know what I mean? Like it's like where you're confronted with a threat.
Yeah.
You have to meet it with a threat. It's like I've spoken about this with Ryan Hall. Ryan Hall will give him a warning and then gone. And I think it's perfectly acceptable. Like I won't endanger them for no reason. But if you're coming hot, you better tap fast. If I feel a threat, you better tap. I'm not going to break it for the sake of breaking it. But if you do some crazy shit and that might potentially hurt me and I get a submission and I'm tired, if you're fresh, you can catch a heel hook, hold it tight. The guy tries to wiggle out, you got it.
Yeah.
If you're tired and you've been nice with a heel hook and then they slip out and club you on the head, then next time is going to be the last time.
Well, last time, see, you're another level. You and Ryan Hall are just world class. But like for me, I'm trying to navigate through this because I'd like to be able to roll, like 10 rounds for fun, for cultural, like.
Oh, but they're coming for you too.
And unfortunately, ripping submissions or like, knee on belly, some kind of dominant position, people don't like hear the message at all. Or if I let them submit me a bunch of times, they don't calm down either. So I've been trying to figure out how to solve that puzzle because I'd like to keep rolling with people across the world for many more years to come. But it's tough.
You can't do it. If you've reached any level of notoriety, whether it's in the sport or just as a celebrity, you're better off to just have 3-4 trusted training partners and train privately. That's the sad situation. People used to say, oh, you could be such and such, you go to any gym. No, those days are over now. Now, if you show up and you have any sort of name, they're coming to kill. You're better off. It's so much safer. Training is about trusting. Trust is built from safe rounds.
Yeah.
Strangers are scary.
I don't know. I'm trying to develop a radar when I look at a person. I'm trying to like figure out, are they
from Eastern Europe? I'll tell you what, the most
yeah,
that's a good one. You know what? Anyone that wears a Pitbull sports rash guard, or anyone from the country of Poland, be ready.
Oh, Polish people go hard.
People go hard. I've never had a flow roll with a Polish person.
Somebody on Reddit asked, how many legs did you break in Eastern Europe?
3 or 4.
To send a message or just for your own personal enjoyment?
I don't enjoy it. You
don't enjoy the violence.
It is humorous after the fact, though. Because it's just like, hey, bro, I'm jet lagged. I'm tired. I'm here for you guys. Why are you trying to hurt me? If I get a submission, tap, don't hesitate at all. Don't hesitate. Jiu-jitsu is dangerous. It's a dangerous thing. And when strangers going crazy, it's their show. They think they're getting invites to CJI if they tap me. It's just wild.